Our project focused on the prevalence of autism and what the hearing community of Westchester thinks about it. Gabe interviewed from left to right Seth Wise, Ryan Murray, and Joey Bucci. Let's take a look at how the discussion went.
All right, Joey, so we'll start with you, man. So how do you define sexism?
Sexism is profiling of a male or female or transgendered in any fashion, something like that.
Cool. That's a good response.
Doing something derogatory or pointing a specific person out for what type of gender they are.
Another good response.
Like favoring or putting a certain gender down over another.
Good. All you guys were right. All you guys were right. Now we're gonna move on. Now, how do you define racism?
Pretty much the exact same thing, just with race instead of gender. Yeah.
Yeah, racism can be anything from any type of gender, whether it be your own gender or someone else's gender, being derogatory towards them as well.
There's racism, I think.
All right. Now I know sexism and racism are like very, they're far end of the spectrum, right?
Yeah.
Very, very intense, very derogatory. Now, how would you define discrimination?
Not letting a class, let's say just a class of people, do something because of who they are or something. Could be religion, race, sexual preference, height, eye color, hair color, anything. And it could not even just not letting them do something, but maybe like
treating them in a different way.
treating them poorly in a manner. Yeah.
Could you guys like give an example of
Like
discrimination?
Like something we've seen, or just
well, I mean something you've seen, or like a perfect example that you know.
So
No, how about something you've seen? Something you've seen, yeah. If you've seen it. I mean, if you haven't, then just give maybe a general example.
I mean, for discrimination, it would be not letting a female play in a sport at recess when you were younger, just discriminating against small females.
It's still right, but it's still like something small.
Yeah.
And it can happen anywhere, whether it's in sports, job, school, wherever.
Okay.
I know I've played on this one summer lacrosse team, and there was an African American male on our team, and certain players pushed him away, from our friend group or conversation, just because he wasn't like all of the others.
Yeah. Westbrook, you get that.
Yeah.
All right. So now I know you guys are going to know this term, but how would you define the term autism? Now that's AUDISM, right? So it's what would you think it is upon hearing the term?
If you take audio, it's something hearing wise.
Yeah. So it's AUDISM, pretty much like racism only with
Is it putting someone down because they are deaf?
Pretty much you got it, man. That's it. Autism is something that we're focusing on with this project, and obviously, you guys don't really know much about it.
Yeah.
So
that's why you're interviewing us. We're not interviewing you.
yeah, exactly. Why do you guys think that no one knows about it? Why do you think that it's so swept under the rug?
I don't know what the deaf culture percentages are, but I don't think there's as many people in the deaf society probably pushing this to the forefront. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't think it's a large majority of people. It doesn't change the fact that it's not right, but there's other issues that come to the forefront before this.
And also, when you look at someone, you can't tell that they're deaf just by looking at them.
You can tell if they're hearing. Is autism hearing impaired as well? If someone's partially deaf in the ear or something like that. Yeah. You can see if someone's got a hearing aid. So
that's true.
Yeah. So, in terms of your experience with people who have deafness, what experiences do you have with the deaf community? Do you know anyone? Have you met anyone that was deaf in your lifetime?
Well, A story is when I was at the computer lab the other day, someone on campus I know who's deaf was having problems printing out a paper, and he couldn't communicate with anybody because no one else knew sign language. And I realized that he was obviously having problems because he kept going to the printer and not getting his paper. So I like helped him and did it for him so he could get his paper. And one of my good friends at home is deaf too. He had a dynamite explode behind his head.
Oh wow.
So like he lost all hearing in his left ear, and he was a football player too, and he like learned to like work with the hearing aid and still play football and deal with it.
Cool. Good. Now, so the deaf community's opinion of autism is that they're very discriminated against. A lot of things in our society kind of set the bar, set the wall high, set the barriers high for deaf people to advance in our society in terms of jobs, corporate world, stuff like that. Now, the deaf community has a very negative opinion of autism, and a lot of people don't realize that they're doing it for the same reason that you said earlier, that it's not at the forefront, that it's not an issue that is
People
pressing.
think the topic
It's not
Right?
it. It's not.
So now the deaf community views autism as like a very, very negative thing,
Yeah,
very offensive, something that they would
it's very like, yeah.
very,
Yeah.
very bad.
There's nothing these people can do about it.
Yeah.
Exactly,
So
but
why they feel like why should they?
given your position in society, do you think that their opinion of autism is valid, or do you not, and why?
I think it's very dumb because with the same as if I was disabled or had a disability, like I would want to feel like I could do the same thing as everyone else. But like if you're deaf, a lot of people who are deaf have trouble playing sports because of all the things in sports with like whistles and calls and plays and everything, and they can't really hear it unless they're shown by sign language. And I'm sure a lot of people who are making money in professional sports aren't profound in sign language, so they really can't help as much as others can.
Yeah, you're right.